God bless.
He didn't say
Oh, he didn't say it. He didn't say it.
God bless.
They're gonna boom. They're gonna boom. Shh.
God bless her ass.
Hear the boos?
Yeah, they're booing. They're booing.
Hear the boos?
Oh my God.
He's smiling his "they don't like me" smile.
Yeah.
That's his.
Wow, they booed Ted Cruz. Yes.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That is
Good
awesome.
job.
That the whole last half of his speech was just heckled all the way through.
Wow, that was amazing. Yes.
Wow.
Okay, flip the screen.
And he had him.
Wait, really fast. But here's, I think, first of all, the Trump people want him to endorse because Trump is awesome. You got to endorse Trump. But then other people have been told for 3 days now, Hillary Clinton is literally Lucifer and she will burn the planet. And so if he is not helping Trump to win, then he's implicitly helping Hillary Clinton. And she will end the country.
So that is part of it. So Ted Cruz wait, that's double jank. Let's not do double jank. Okay. So Ted Cruz just gave a speech and he was doing the standard shtick about, freedom and freedom and freedom. And freedom means everything I believe and none of the things the liberals believe. And then all of a sudden there was a chant and we were like, what is the chant? What's the chant? What's going on? And then we realized they're saying, endorse Trump, endorse Trump. And he wouldn't do it. And he says, New York delegation, I appreciate your enthusiasm. And then I thought by the end he was going to endorse him. No, he went back to freedom, freedom, freedom. And they started heckling him, and it got louder and louder. And then I was like, he's going to endorse him at the end, right? And he didn't endorse him. And he didn't say anything about Trump. And he got booed. He got booed off the stage.
But also, when he said that to the New York delegation, it wasn't just an acknowledgement, it was condescension.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
was,
yes.
I appreciate your enthusiasm
Yeah.
for the nominee.
His tone was super condescending, and this is not going to bode well for him. But, look, I despise him and Trump, okay? But at the same time, you got to give him a little bit of credit for not caving, considering how many people are in that audience and how bad that heckling was.
No, he gets
no
credit.
credit.
No credit.
I'll tell you why. He's already got the speech in the teleprompter. He's not going to then all of a sudden go, oh my God, okay, fine, I endorse Donald Trump. He's not going to do that. And besides which, he's doing it as a political calculation. John's right. He wants to run in 4 years.
That's why he gets no credit.
Yeah, he wants.
You don't endorse him, you're still fucking there, okay? You're still giving some support to him just by your presence being there, and you're doing that not for Trump and not for the country, but for your own political future. So fuck you. You don't get any credit.
No.
It's
It's such a smarmy Ted Cruz move because he's trying to play both sides. Hey, if Trump is successful, he's going to say, "I was there. I was at his convention. I gave his
Okay,
speech."
all right, I see. Okay.
And then if Trump fails, he's going to say, "I didn't endorse him. Don't blame me. I was a principled conservative who gave a speech about our principles but did not endorse Donald Trump." That's why those Trump supporters started booing him. We're covering it live right now, and I'm telling you, that was an amazing moment. The rest of the night was deathly dull. But when they lit into Ted Cruz, I mean, I can't remember the last time a speaker at a convention was booed off the stage. I mean, he finished his speech, but they gave him a good long boo
Mitch
as
got
he
a
left.
brief boo. I don't remember what it was for. A brief boo, but nothing like that.
Who
That
did?
was
Mitch McConnell. At the
It was
beginning,
a dull roar that lasted of booing for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Because they could see what he was doing. They knew it. They could
Yeah.
see through the act. They could see through the waxy face and the fake emotions. And that's positive that they could actually see what was going on.
So
for us.
I think that he's miscalculated. He thinks he's so smart, Ted Cruz. Oh, like I'll play both sides and I'll give him the smarmy face and they won't notice. But I think a lot of Trump supporters are taking notes. Who was with us and who was against us?
Oh, definitely.
Remember, they're conservatives. That's the kind of notes they take. And so, you, as John was saying earlier, you're not in the fight against Hillary Clinton, who's going to end our country. You're not in that fight, right? And then you're going to come here and like when we needed you, you weren't there. So, I mean, I think Cruz made a miscalculation tonight. And those Trump guys, because they're not liberals, right? They take notes and then they think, what are we going to do about this guy?
So what do you
Right?
think's going to happen in the future?
I think that he will have lost a lot of support from real Republican voters who'll say, "Yeah, I remember that punk." Because here's what they don't understand: they're still playing the same old politics. There's a lot of angry people in this country, and they showed their anger by voting for Trump, and they said, "That's my guy." So the overwhelming majority of
Trump is
Republican
there.
voters said, "That's my guy." And so Trump, when Cruz does this, he's basically going, yeah, to your guy. I don't care that it's your guy. I care about my political future. and it is not going to sit well. They will remember. Elephants have long memories. Okay, and they will remember this.
He has the best memories. He remembers everything. So you're thinking, based on this, Trump will go after him, will exact some sort of revenge. It wasn't just like you came and that's better than Kasich would do, better than Rubio did by sending in that shitty little video.
No, it was worse.
It was worse, you think?
It was worse.
Well, I mean, he's there.
It's just interesting because
there now.
the way I see it, anyone who speaks at this convention is implying support for Trump. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
it's interesting that you have to say it, you have to spell it out. I guess you're not necessarily supporting Trump if you're speaking at the RNC.
No,
But it was a ballsy move for if the Trump camp and Republicans in general didn't know for sure if he was going to support Trump. Don't you think it was a little bit of a ballsy move to have him speaking here?
But they had to have access to his speech, right?
Right. Like, why would they?
Yeah.
Well, maybe, there was rumors floating around earlier in the night that Cruz was not where he was supposed to be. Like, he
Maybe
was
it was
not
over the
yeah, and
text.
so it was like, oh, maybe he's just late or something. No, what might have been happening is not that Cruz wasn't where he was supposed to be, but that his speech was not in the teleprompter.
Oh.
Do you see what I'm
They
saying?
were still fighting over it.
Right.
But they
no,
had to
no, not that they were fighting. It's that Cruz never gave it to him. And they're like, where's his speech? Where's
Right.
his speech? And then he just gives it to them
But
at the last
but
second.
they wait until the night of. Wouldn't you confirm
But
that
remember,
the day before?
the Trump people are a mess.
That's
they're not
true.
winning.
They're a
They're a
mess.
bureaucratic mess. And
I
so they
guarantee
make
Bernie
error
has to
after
submit
error.
that speech 3
Hillary
days
Clinton
before
would
his minimum.
never make that mistake. She's already got Bernie Sanders' speech and editing it right now, right? She's
don't
not
say
going to let
that. That
Bernie
makes me sick.
Sanders go out there and say whatever he wants. So, I mean, look, like it or not, that's
The Democratic will be much more boring, and because
That
of it.
right,
screen
but it'll
is,
be
that
quote-unquote
screen
more
is going to hell.
professional.
That screen is a mess.